Okay, I've got a fun breakdown for you on this one. I'm sure you remember this news story from just a couple of days ago when Joe Biden's at the G7 summit and he meanders and wanders away from the other world leaders, seemingly looking like he just went blank and has no idea what to do. Well, wouldn't you know it, the legacy news media, the leftists out there, they had to cover for Joe Biden. And so they said conservative news outlets like My Little Small One and others were deceiving you, that we were using cropped and edited angles to make Joe Biden look like he has dementia, when all of the rest of the world leaders look like they knew exactly what they were doing. In fact, I even had a person who commented on my own video, and this is what they said. This clip was shared by X and by the RNC Research, which is managed by Donald Trump. There is no context, but apparently there was a man who parachuted down and Biden is seen giving him a thumbs up. Trump is the one with cognitive problems. A source today at the Capitol said talking to Trump was like talking to a drunk uncle at the family reunion. And just to give you a little bit more evidence of these leftist outlets and their deceptive ways, you can see USA Today said Biden was giving thumbs up to skydivers, not wandering in the G7 video. NBC News, Biden G7 video, conservative media uses misleading camera angle. CNN, right-wing media outlets use deceptively cropped video to misleadingly claim that Biden wandered off at the G7 summit. I'm the one that's delivering misinformation to you. News media sources like myself, we're just using cropped and edited videos to make it look like Joe Biden has dementia and that he's wandering off. But really, if you saw the whole video in context, the legacy media news outlets, they're the ones that are telling you the truth. They're not misleading you at all. But you know what's really great? We have the video in context. I can show you what happened before this. And I would encourage you, this might be one of those videos you might want to share with your leftist liberal friends or share on your pages or whatever, so that people can see exactly what these legacy leftist liberal news media sources do. So let's start back here. The original video source that we showed you and other conservative sources just showed you where the parachuter was already down on the ground. But this is before they're on the ground. Now, the world leaders have already been informed the parachuter is coming. He's got the banner on. It's the G7 Italia banner. This is the big moment. We've got the cameras there. Okay, we've got the shot. We've got the angle. They're going to come down. They're going to land on this circle. We're going to clap. We're going to interact. They already know this information. They already know it's big time. It's like a set. It's like a movie set. Everyone get to your places. It's about to happen. This is the moment. This is the big moment. We don't have other parachuters coming down. This is the parachuter. Okay, so you can see this guy. He's got the parachute. He's got the banner. And notice the skies are clear. There's no other parachuters around. No one's coming down. As I pan through this and it widens out and we get closer to the horizon, there is no parachuters. This is the man. All right, he's coming in. He's got the 2024 G7 summit. And look behind him. Nothing interesting is going on behind him, okay? We have a group of people who are also watching this guy land. We have another guy, a military personnel back here, and you're going to see him later, okay? Notice this military personnel. He is wrapping up a parachute that he's been there for minutes already. He's just wrapping it up. Just remember this guy. And then we have another group behind the flag, and they're not doing anything either. They're just kind of sitting back there as well. So this guy comes in, and you can see he was supposed to land in the circle. He misses it by a little bit. But we've got all the world leaders there for the shot, the big shot. Joe Biden's already turned, okay? He's already missing his cue at this point. You know, like you could see his body is turned, okay? The other world leaders, they're right on cue. They're already clapping. They're facing the right direction. They know exactly what's going on. Look at the other side of the parachuter. Nothing important is happening over here. Nothing that you would give a thumbs up to. Nothing that you would converse with. And all of these people, by the way, have been back there for minutes. I mean, maybe 5, some of them 10 minutes. Joe Biden could already have interacted with them. He could already have given them the thumbs up. To give them a thumbs up now would be basically insane. Or you have dementia, because this is the shot. This is what they've been waiting for, to get on video this moment right now. Not to go give people that have been sitting back there for 5 minutes a thumbs up. But we can already see Joe Biden's off. He's already turned, so he's kind of missing it. Look, he's looking up in the air. Right? He's not even looking at the parachuter. He's looking up at the air and he's missed it, right? And you're going to see the look on his face in a second that he's actually missed it. So right there. You see him look down at the parachuter now? Now he realized, wait a second, this guy just came down, this parachuter. Joe Biden might have been looking at the plane that was way up there in the sky. Like, oh, look at that plane that's way up there where this guy came out. But he missed the parachuter. But now he sees him and he's like, oh, okay. That's kind of interesting. There's a parachuter there. Everyone else is already clapping. They're yucking it up. They're laughing. They already get it. You see the military personnel, the guy in the back there? He's wrapping up the parachute. They're not doing anything interesting, okay? They've been back there for minutes. There's nothing to talk to them about. And there's no other parachuters coming down. But Joe Biden sees this, and he's like, oh, okay. And look at his face. He's already confused. Everyone else is in. They know what's happening here. They've already been informed of this big moment, this big shot. Joe Biden is a guy who's clearly confused right now. He's like, okay, this guy just came down with this parachute. All right, so this is kind of interesting. He's supposed to be like celebrating this big banner coming in and the whole sort of setup that's here on the grounds, but he completely forgot about all this. So right now, what's happening in his mind, and anyone who's dealt with somebody with dementia knows this, he's trying to figure out what to do. What do I do now? So should I clap a little bit? Should I turn? And sometimes what will end up happening is people in this situation will like nervously smile and look because they're trying to present like they know what's going on, but they don't really. So notice this little smile he does. There it is. That's smile. Look, he's smiling. Now, some people would say, oh, look, he's smiling. He knows what's happening. He's excited. That is not the type of smile that's going on right now. This is the smile of somebody who's trying to be like, okay, I'm confused on what's happening. I'm looking in the wrong direction. I'm not even interacting with the other world leaders. I'm not interacting with the actual parachuter who just came down, but I'm smiling at somebody because I'm trying to like engage somehow in a situation in which I'm confused. This is a very common behavior for somebody who has dementia. And then notice this, within a second, or seconds. Okay, I don't want to deceive anyone. No misinformation here. He already looks away and begins to go wander off. This guy just landed. It hasn't even been 5 seconds yet. And this guy landed. Now, Joe Biden's wandering off here. And all of a sudden, we get all the other world leaders who are looking that direction. Like, okay, where's Joe Biden going, right? That's what's happening here. Like, they've been cued. This is where we're supposed to be. But Biden is now walking that direction. So they're like, oh, there must be something over there. So they look over too. Georgia Maloney looks right back. She realizes there's nothing going on over there. See Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He begins to look back. Nothing's happening over there. Every other person looks over and then looks back. But Joe keeps walking. Joe keeps going, remember, because he doesn't know what's going on here. Now, at this point, so this military personnel is coming in. He still keeps wandering around. This lady here, she's thinking like, okay, I'm not really sure. I looked over there a couple times. There's still nothing happening. And at this point, Georgia Maloney realizes, look at her hand. She swings her hand over. She realizes Joe is wandering off in seconds. This is the moment. Why is he wandering off? And she is going to backtrack. Look at her. Skip back. Go. She's going to shuffle back. She's trying to keep her attention to the front. You can tell she's with it, right? Cognitively. She's with it. She's backtracking, looking to the leaders. And now notice the military personnel on the ground. This guy is not interacting with Joe Biden at all. This guy is still wrapping up his parachute. He could care less about Joe Biden. And there's nothing interesting happening with this guy. But Georgia Maloney keeps backtracking, and then finally gets him. Now look at the face on Joe Biden. That is not the face of somebody who had some important interaction with something that was going on behind him, giving a thumbs up to another parachuter who didn't come down. There was no other parachuter coming down, or who was conversing with somebody else in some important thing. That is the look of a man who's confused. He's not sure what's happening. And because his mind went blank just seconds ago, he tried to go do something that he thought maybe could fill in that blankness, but that thing that he was doing was not actually appropriate for the moment, which was the banner guy was parachuting in. So Georgia Maloney has to go over there and try to get him back where he's supposed to be. And so Joe Biden, very confused in his face, like, oh, well, okay, over here. So he's going to kind of wander over. And this does happen when you have individuals with dementia. You can corral them in where they need to go. He still looks confused on his face. But Joe, this is our shot right now. This is where we're supposed to be looking. This is where all the cameras are. This is the big moment. This is the parachuter. This is the banner guy. And so now she finally gets him back in, right? And he's now doing what he's kind of supposed to be doing. Not what he just did, which was go converse and talk with nobody and thumbs up nothing that was happening. And they're also going to tell them to flank him on the other side, to keep him in. Now, do I know for sure that they're waving a couple of these other world leaders over? I don't know. I don't have that camera angle. But in my mind, I'm thinking they are. And one of the reasons why is because these people who can just sit where they are right now, they don't have to move over, decide we're going to come over here. Okay, almost like they've been told, hey, you guys go over that way. You know, they did it kind of together at the same moment. And so now they have Joe Biden flanked in together. He puts on his little glasses to look cool, like he's finally doing what he's supposed to be doing. And look at her nodding, and she's into it. She's looking up at him, nodding. Yep, Oh, this is so great. Look how great we are. G7 Summit, okay? So let me throw it back to you guys and the original commenter on my video. I would love a response from you. Am I the one who's deceiving you and other conservative media news outlets like myself, whether really small ones like this one or much bigger ones that are out there? Did I use some distorted information or not really show you everything or mislead you? Or is it truly these legacy leftist news media outlets that are trying to cover for this guy who obviously has dementia? When you see the whole video, there's no one else coming in. There's no one else to converse with. They've been told this is the moment. He missed the parachuter. Within seconds, he looks confused. He wanders off because he doesn't know what to do. He's trying to fill that blankness in with something. Georgia Maloney sees it immediately, backtracks over to him within 5 seconds, gets him back where he's supposed to be going because this is the camera shot right here. He's not supposed to be wandering off. But CNN, MSNBC, USA Today, and all the rest, oh, he wasn't wandering and meandering around. He was just off going and giving a thumbs up to other parachuters out there. Who is truly distorting this? I thought this breakdown would be kind of fun. Would love to hear your thoughts on this one. Leave your comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one.